Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Ads on Air podcast. I'm Blake,
I'm Kendall.
I'm Nikki.
And I'm Rock.
and today we're going to be asking a few questions to these two special guests. So, how do you guys get into photography?
There's a lot of reasons. I've always been interested in it, and then it wasn't until I got my late grandpa's camera that I started kind of playing around with it. But I think what got me into it is I was honestly scrolling on Instagram and seeing other people's work, and I was like, I could do that. I have like my own creative vision. Like, I want to do that. So I had support along the way, and then that's how I got into it.
Very cool.
I got into it when in 8th grade I realized I wasn't going to play football that next year, but I still wanted to be involved in the team. And I figured the best way to do that was to take pictures. So I used my old Nikon and went out there to football practice, and it kind of took off from there.
Cool. So what kind of photos do you both take?
I know we're both very different. So my niche is seniors, graduate, couples, families, and then I'm starting to get into wedding photography.
I primarily do sports portraits, that whole niche, I guess.
So like, how do you start like your business or like social media account for this photography?
I used Instagram. I have a TikTok account, but I mean, I don't really get any leads off that. I also have like a Google business platform page, and I sometimes get leads off that, but not so much. So really just Instagram, trying to post consistently every day. Yeah, I kind of feel like an influencer, but like I'm not, obviously. It's a odd transition.
I guess I started on Instagram. I just made an account, but I guess the biggest thing is to just make an account, start the business. I think it's pretty important. So
I think just like the biggest thing was like I didn't really post on Instagram that much, but like just getting used to that like change, you know.
So what kind of camera and equipment do you use?
I use the Canon R6 Mark II with a 35 millimeter. I don't know if anyone knows what that means, but it's like nice.
I also have a Canon R6. I have a 75 to 300, an 18 to 55, and a 15 millimeter fisheye. So pretty cool setup.
So, what are your biggest challenges so far?
Getting my name out there. I feel like there's so many gifted photographers out there, and it's trying to find, at least for me, it's trying to find your target audience, and that's not always easy because it's hard just to rely on like Instagram's algorithm because I mean it's Instagram. You can't just expect to like get a bunch of views and like find your people. But I think finding my target audience has been the hardest part, which I have been getting there, but there's definitely more work that needs to be done.
For me, it'd probably be editing. I guess like specifically after football games. I don't know about basketball yet, but I'd have to go through like 2,000 to 3,000 photos and edit about 250 of them. So I guess spending the whole weekend editing would be my biggest challenge.
I understand that. Yeah, I use software that kind of uses AI to like go through all of them. It's called Aftershoot, but yeah, I had a session this past week that had like 2,500 photos, and I spent like over 2 hours just trying to pick the good ones.
So we kind of already talked about like what you guys photograph, but like do you have a favorite sport or a favorite type of photo shoot?
Okay. I really like everything that I do, but like if I were to choose one that I wanted to do today, I'd probably do couples, or like I guess my next session that I want to do is like I would love to do a surprise engagement. I think that would be so cute.
I'd say really any SEC, Big Ten football, basketball stadium. I guess more specifically Neyland Stadium, obviously, or like the shoe at Ohio State. Shooting that would be a dream come true for sure.
So, you guys kind of already talked about it with like the engagement and like the Neyland Stadium, but like kind of like again, just like dream photo shoot location maybe or subjects.
Like if you had unlimited budget and you could go anywhere.
Oh my gosh, what's it called? There's this venue in North Georgia. It's called Stonehaven. I don't know if anyone knows what it is, but it's a wedding venue, and it's on this like hill of a mountain, and it has this gorgeous lookout, and it's literally in like a glass box, but it just is gorgeous, and I would love to go there.
I'd say like dream. There's these things that the president has called I guess lifestyle photographers, and you follow them around during their term. I guess doing something like that would be a dream.
So, what is like a funny or awkward story from one of your photo shoots?
Oh. Well, I always tell my clients this whenever I do a session with them, but usually I have like a backpack and like I hold their phones and keys, all of that jazz. And one time we were done, I got in the car and I started leaving and I still had their stuff. So I basically drove off with their stuff, which was not great, but it was made for a funny story. And she was like one of my friends, so it doesn't matter. But now I tell all my clients that beware, I could take your stuff.
Over this last summer, Farragut wasn't at it, but I was shooting a 7-on-7 football tournament at I think it was Clinton. I was shooting for Catholic specifically, and it was like the final game, like high stakes, and they threw a touchdown over the top, and it was coming straight at me, and it barely missed, but he caught the ball, and they couldn't tell if it was a touchdown or not, and they all started running to me for evidence, and I didn't get the photo. So I had to like explain to like 50 people that I couldn't give them a review on it.
Oh gosh, that sounds stressful.
So I think that's it. So now we have announcements. On Thursday we have food trucks and a basketball game versus Alcoa at 6 and at 7:30, and we also have an orchestra concert at 6 in the auditorium.
Friday we have comedy improv at 6:30, and then girls wrestling at 6.
And then Monday we have a basketball game at home. Girls are at 7 and boys are at 8:30. The theme is stripes.
And then next Tuesday we have basketball at home. Girls is at 7, boys is at 8:30, and the theme is Thanksgiving.
So I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Kendall.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Blake.
And I'm Rock.